Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you've been well. I'm doing all right, getting a little bit out of the demotivated funk that I've been in, I think. So I think the videos are gonna start picking up, though I still do need a haircut bad. So until then, I'll just wear a beanie to keep it all contained. Today's video is gonna be about EDC, everyday carry. It's a lot of people's favorite topic on my channel, but my EDC doesn't change a whole lot, so I don't do EDC videos all the time because I kind of have it dialed what works for me. But I'll, as usual, kind of talk about why and give some options. If you are just here, you want to cut the crap and get right to the gear, I'll put a timestamp down here. You can skip ahead to that, and that's when I'll kind of dive into the gear. At the very end of the video, I'll be talking about some announcements and stuff like I normally do. So EDC, really, during this kind of stay-at-home deal, my only EDC item has been this puppy, the Amazon Fire Stick remote, because all I do is watch TV. No, I'm just kidding. I don't watch a whole lot of TV. I just try to be funny once in a while. And I do, I mean, the Fire Stick is nice. But my main EDC, my main piece of gear that I've been using lately is this. If you are looking to destroy all of your fat losing goals, just buy a few boxes of these. Best Oreos I've had to date. Just kidding again. So EDC, what I carry in my pockets every day, but those are actually pretty good. So if you are into junk food like I am, even though people yell at me all the time, say I gotta eat healthier, tiramisu Oreos, they are delicious. So what I carry every day is purely 100% functional. Stuff that I use enough in a certain type of way that it has earned a spot in my pockets every day. There's the normal stuff, wallet, keys, cell phone, and I'll touch on those too. But then for guys like myself, you have the question between a knife, a multi-tool, a fixed blade, a flipper, an opener, what brand, what type of steel. You can really nerd out, which I do from time to time, but I carry a multi-tool, which we'll get into. And then you have a flashlight, and a lot of people are like, why would you carry a flashlight? Why do you need to carry a flashlight? You don't need to carry, you have a flashlight on your phone. I'll talk about why I carry a flashlight as well. And then I'll get into a few other options if the stuff I carry just doesn't really float your boat. As always, I link to everything I talk to down in the video description below, so check those out. And should we do an overhead? Should we do an overhead? Yeah, we'll do an overhead. All right, so I just got to flip the camera up like this. Oh me, oh my, love it. Now let's just start it off here with my most used item, which is the Leatherman Scale Tool. If you've been watching my EDC videos for any number of years, honestly, you're very familiar with this tool. You probably bought one to try it out and you love it and you're a convert like I am. Leatherman, pay me some royalties already, please. Just kidding. But it's a great tool. If you don't do a lot of stuff, if you're not building things and tinkering with things and using a screwdriver or using pliers, then yeah, you have no reason to carry this, honestly. So be real with yourself. If you think you're gonna use this stuff, I use it all the time. And that's just kind of my lifestyle. It's what I do. But if you don't, probably not the best option for you. There are lighter options, there are better knives, there are more fun things to play with in your pocket. But the Scale Tool, real quick, straightforward. This one is a true Damascus. I know they have like a new Damascus look one, but this is 5 years old maybe now. This is an actual Damascus blade that was made by some custom tool maker. I actually just dropped it on the tip. It sucks. I gotta grind that out. But blade works. I would get the Scale Tool CX if I were you, because it's just a little bit better than the standard Scale Tool. It has some carbon fiber. The blade steel is a little better. But here we have a little bottle opener here, a little carabiner. I use that. I use the end of this right here, this part kind of right here, to open things that have like a coin slot to open, like the bottom of tripod adapters and stuff. I'll use that, but I'll also use the flathead bit here. So I have a flathead bit. And then this is actually from a Leatherman Mute, M-U-T, I forget. But I have that tool as well, and I took this bit off because it's great, because it's a flathead and a Phillips. But you can get any number of bits via the bit kit in this little, there's another little bit storage over here, and I keep a Torx because I use Torx a lot, so it's a T25 and a T20 Torx bit in there. Pliers are okay, nothing to write home about, but they are pliers with a little wire cutter. If you tweak on them super hard, I've heard that they can break. I've tweaked pretty hard, haven't broke it, but lifetime warranty, made in America, all that good stuff. So if you do break it, have no fear because you can get a replacement. But the main reason, the main jam is it has a little pocket clip here. Not the best pocket clip in the world, and I do snag it from time to time. So I do have to take it off with some Torx bits. You take it off and then I just basically re-bend it. I actually kind of increased this gap here because I have some pockets that have like a leather band or double reinforced. So I like the little bit of a thicker opening here. So I did kind of bend that, arched it a little more. And that is the main knife that I carry, but let's talk about some options. If I wasn't carrying this and I didn't need and use the multi-tool aspect all the time, I really like this knife. This is kind of a special edition, but I don't believe it's a limited edition. Benchmade Bailout. I forget the exact edition, but I'll link it down below. It's a more expensive model of the Bailout, though I would be totally stoked with the regular model of the Bailout, which is actually kind of beneficial in some ways because it's quite a bit lighter. This is still a very light knife. And the reason I like knives like this and the 940 and the ZT Sinkovich and some other knives are because how thin they are, how well they carry in the pocket. If I'm gonna carry a knife that's not a multi-tool, I want it to be comfortable and I don't want it to take up a bunch of space. That's just me personally. Now these scales are like, I think they're anodized aluminum maybe. I honestly don't know. I believe the regular Bailout is like glass-filled nylon or some type of plastic that's durable and much lighter. This is what adds to the weight of this, but kind of gives it that premium finish. It's like an olive, honestly, it's kind of like an olive drab, green, dark sage, forest green type finish. It looks really nice, feels really good in the hand, kind of a soft touch finish, but it's not really soft at all. And it's pretty durable. This, I thought I had scratched it up, but that's actually just drywall residue. I scraped off a little bit of it up here. So it seems like a pretty durable finish. And the other thing that this model does get is the little glass breaker on the tip here on this little kind of aluminum pommel. The blade is CPM M4 steel, so it is a Tonto shaped blade as well. I like Tonto blades for opening boxes and stuff. They do make it a little more difficult to sharpen, but Benchmade does have, in addition to their lifetime warranty, free lifetime sharpening. So that's always a nice little bonus to have. Axis lock is still one of my favorite locks on any knife from any knife company. And the pocket clip is kind of a deep carry clip, you can see, and it's really kind of small. I wouldn't say dainty, it's just kind of short. Not my favorite pocket clip on this knife with this texture because it's pretty sticky in your pants, so it really doesn't fling out super easy. That's where the cheaper, just plastic handle one actually comes in and out of the pocket a little easier. But this is, if you're looking for a knife that's a little more secure in your pocket, this is a good one. So yeah, really a beautiful knife and a nice little option for you. So for flashlights, I'm still carrying the Olight S2R Baton 2. Whew, that's a mouthful. So this has the 18650 battery in it, magnetic rechargeable, has the battery status on the end, so that glows green if the battery's good, yellow if it's getting a little low, and red if you really need to recharge it. Nice little feature that I like. The pocket clip is nice. It can go on kind of reverse onto your hat. Sometimes it does get bent out of shape, but it is removable. So I just pull it off and actually with my skeletal tool and bend it back and then put it back on if I ever snag this on anything. Texture is fine, and I really just like the size. This is just a very small light for the output that it has multiple modes, so you can click it on and it goes to your previously remembered mode. You hold the side switch and it cycles through this 3 brightness modes, kind of low, medium, high. But at any given time when it's on or when it's off, you can double click it and get into turbo mode. That's the one I use. I think you can triple click it for strobe. Yeah, triple click for strobe. And then when it's off, you can long press it to get into moonlight mode, which is just a very dim mode, which I use all the time when you don't want to completely crush your night vision. You just need a little bit of light at night. But the main reason I still carry this light, and I know there's a fair, I mean, there's a ton of people that love Olights, myself included, but there's some that, you know, just hate made in China products. All my knives, really, pretty much all of them are made in US because we do that great, but China does make some good lights still. So this is my main jam, mostly because of the magnet. I work on vehicle stuff a lot. I have metal roofing a lot of places. I have metal where I stick this. And then this is just kind of at the max where I would want to kind of put this in between my lips and hold it as kind of a pseudo headlamp where I need two hands to do whatever, open a door, whatever. I do that all the time because I'm, you know, and it may be me more than other people. I'm working on stuff around my property or whatever, getting firewood at night. Having a light that I can kind of stick in my mouth and hold and use as a pseudo headlamp is nice when I just don't feel like putting on a whole headlamp. For that though, actually the S1R does excel for mouth mode to me. It's a little smaller, a little bit lighter, a little bit easier. So either of these lights I'd be stoked about. Just this one fits a little bit better in my hand when I'm kind of doing this kind of stuff, versus this is just a little bit too small, honestly. But really, this light has an incredible amount of output, all of the same features as the one I carry. I actually carried this for a number of years before this, and I kind of switch back and forth. Like whenever I lose this one, I'll just carry this one for a bit until I find it. So I really like this light as well. But if you don't need the function of the magnets and the moonlight mode and all that stuff, and you're really looking for a tactical application flashlight, like if you're not looking for a utility flashlight, an admin type flashlight, and you're looking for a purely tactical flashlight, I probably wouldn't recommend these, but I'm going to show you some options that I would recommend. This guy right here is from Surefire, made in the USA, great company, great bomb-proof light. It's the EDC L1T, also a mouthful, but EDC, like we're talking about right now, and the one really is just one, a single CR123. They have a 2LT, which will get you more lumens, more runtime as well. But this is a nice, very compact light to fit in your pocket if you're looking for something on the smaller end. The thing that I love about this light is the tail switch. So you press it a little bit and that gets you your low mode, and you press it further and that gets you your full brightness mode. So if you're just doing a little admin task, you can just press it a little bit, get a little bit of lumens out there. But if you really need to blind someone, if you really need to reach out, you just push it all the way in. Very nice, very intuitive controls. And then your constant on, if you want to turn it a little bit, you get your low constant on, turn it a little bit more, and you get your high constant on. And then when you're just using it in regular mode, you unscrew it to where it's off, and then it's momentary only. I really like this flashlight. So if you're looking for more of a tactical flashlight, or if you just really want a made in USA product, this light is my jam. If you want a little more lumens, a little more runtime, you don't mind a little bit of a longer light, then the 2T is where it's at. Surefire also makes this kind of weird looking flashlight, which I still like a lot. It has some great tactical features. On the end here, we have a button that is momentary only. So you can't click this on from the back, momentary only. You do have a couple other switches here and a USB charge port. That'll turn you on and go through different brightness settings. So this is more kind of your admin task, and then it's a USB rechargeable. Unfortunately, it is a micro USB. I'm waiting for these companies all to switch over to USB-C. It'll come eventually, but the kind of unique thing is the shape of this. It's meant to be carried in your pocket, and it has the reverse clip so you can put it on a hat and use it as a headlamp, which I do use from time to time. Very lightweight. They do have a pro model out, which is aluminum and a little more hard use light. So if you love the form factor and you're just like, I don't know about a plastic body flashlight, I really want a metal one, your requests have been answered. So this is another great light. This is the Stiletto from Surefire. And then if you want a company that's largely made, assembled and stuff in the US, though technically not a full made in US product, I believe, then Streamlight's a great option as well. This is the ProTac One L1A. They have a handful of models like this. This is another just no nonsense flashlight where you can press the rear tail switch for momentary, but you can also press it all the way in, click it in for constant. And this is just a very no nonsense, lightweight, pretty affordable, but very durable flashlight. That's a pretty loved item. I like it too. This is kind of like the Burt Bronze or FDE edition, but it does come in just regular black as well. So this is a great option that won't break the bank as much and kind of is just an easy, very basic flashlight. I carry a cell phone as well. This is the iPhone 11 Pro. I do some filming and photography and stuff, so I do typically opt for the latest and greatest of the phones, but I'm not really a tech chaser, so I don't want to encourage you to get the latest and greatest phone. And I'm not really, honestly, an iPhone fan, but I do like the Apple ecosystem. I think it works really well. So long-term Android fanboy, honestly, but I do have the iPhone, and I do have an Apple Watch. Now, I do get people that kind of are like, oh, Apple Watch, yeah, why don't you carry a G-Shock or some cool, like, fancy diver watch or something. And I do have those watches as well. But honestly, just because I'm doing, and I got some white paint on this band here. Oh, you know what? What I should do really is get a full-on matchy EDC. Look at that, all that OD, good to go. Anyway, what we got here is an Apple Watch. I'm not gonna talk too much about it, but the reason I like the Apple Watch, honestly, is just because when I'm doing stuff, building stuff, whatever, I just like getting notifications and seeing if it's something, you know, if it's a text I can reply to later, if it's something that needs my attention right away or what. So Apple Watch, I use it, but again, you know, nerdy, whatever, but I use it completely functionally. I also use it for working out. It's nice to track that kind of stuff, but mostly just for notifications when I'm out doing stuff. Does come in handy. And this is the band which I have paint on, probably some stains and crap since I use this stuff all the time that people ask about. Oh, this is the, what is it? It's not the newest gen with the constant on display. You know, maybe if I get a fat check, I'll upgrade one day because the constant on sounds nice. But this band I can link to if I remember. It's just kind of a nice basic looking band. And then the wallet, which you just saw, my wallet is the one thing that kind of changes from time to time, but I've been really liking this Travax, again, made in US. And this is really their cheapest wallet, but the one I like the best. They sent me a bunch of wallets. I kind of work with them on some stuff, and honestly, their cheapest one is my favorite. Some people are like, oh, well, you're gonna scratch your card or whatever. If you follow my other like pants reviews and stuff, you know I'm a big fan of pocket separation. So my stuff doesn't really get scratched up too much, but they do sell, you can buy it, or maybe it comes with naturally this like plate that you put on top that does kind of protect it. But this is just a simple wallet. If you use a bunch of cards all the time and are using a bunch of wallet stuff, then maybe not what I would recommend. Mostly this wallet is super, super easy and fast if you use the front card and the back card, which for me is my driver's license back here. So front card, easy to access, just slides out. Back card, easy to access, just slides out. Getting to the middle cards, you kind of just got to shuffle them around a little bit, and it's a little bit more of a pain. But if you use two cards primarily, man, this wallet is fast. It's one of those things that's just, I don't know, it feels good. I just like kind of raw metal and nylon. A lot of their other wallets have leather on them, which I like as well, but this one's just kind of their most minimal and basic, and I found the easiest to use. So this wallet is my jam. The other thing I've been carrying pretty much all the time is a Sharpie. A lot of people have told me like the Milwaukees are better, and that's cool, but what I used to carry was a Sharpie pen, the stainless pen, which kind of went out of stock. Maybe they're back in stock, I don't know. But then I carried a Sharpie for a lot of just like marking stuff on wood that I'm cutting and building stuff all the time. So Sharpie is one thing that I've used forever. And they have this Sharpie, which I've had, but just never thought to carry. I always carried the pen or the real Sharpie, but someone recommended I just carry this instead. And I was like, yeah, I don't know why I don't. So I've kind of switched over my Sharpies. Honestly, I use Sharpies so much, I just buy 12 packs of them. So I'll link to this down below, because this Sharpie, what's nice about it, and you probably know already, I won't talk too much, has a fine tip pen here, which I really like these kind of pens for, like, you know, writing checks or jotting down notes or whatever. This is what the Sharpie stainless had, basically. And the other end, I think technically is like the fine point as well. Pretty sharp point that will dull over time depending on how you use it. But I just they're nice, and you know, they can be used as an improvised weapon, kind of. You can use them to write on stuff and make notes and mark stuff. I don't know. I use them all the time. So Sharpie will typically almost always be found in my pockets. I've been using these. So these actually, Vertex, you guys know I work with Vertex. I'm wearing them right now, but I'll just show you what they are, what they look like. These are the Defiance jeans. These are the most comfortable pants, like, you know, non-sweat pants that I've ever worn. And I find myself, you know, during the stay-at-home thing, just enjoying the comfort. So where the Delta Stretch are a very comfortable pair of pants, don't get me wrong at all, super, super comfortable. These, I think, might take the cake as my newest, most comfortable pair of pants. I love these because they got the mag pocket. I like the Delta Stretches front pockets better, honestly. But if you're a jeans guy, this is like the black. They have a couple different colors of jean, and then they have a tan, which is like a khaki pant, basically. So comfortable because the fabric is super soft, it's stretchy, and if you're into jeans, this is how I would go, honestly. I do have a coupon code. I'll put all my coupon codes down below to save you big bucks. Vertex gives me a huge coupon code, 25% off for you. But these pants, if you're looking for jeans that are just crazy comfortable, check these ones out. And then obviously a gun. This is in my holster. Actually, let me clear it real quick so I can get it out. So this been carrying recently, actually, a Glock 43. I kind of always test my holsters and whatnot. Warmer weather's upon us, and I've been just liking the Glock 43. The 43, this is the 43X, actually. So I've got a lot of questions about the Shield. So Shield makes a 15-round mag, so you can get Glock 19 capacity in a 43X, which is insane. I haven't been carrying with this mag yet because I don't have enough rounds through them collectively to really, you know, want to trust my life. I haven't had any issues though, which is good, but I think I want to send some more rounds through before I swap over all my carry stuff to this. I've been swapping the mag release back and forth. The metal mag release that you use for these eats up the plastic Glock mags, and the plastic Glock mag release doesn't work really well, gets eaten up by the metal mags. So if you want to run this, you have to run these mags. It's not good to kind of switch back and forth. But I've been using a 43X. This is actually the first final prototype. I test all my prototype holsters. So this one actually is just one that isn't even, I didn't even like finish the edges or anything. But my holsters, these are the LLOD holsters. I got live ammo. People are going to freak out, but I did clear the gun. But this is my carry gun. 147 grain HST standard pressure 9mm in all my carry guns. I just carry it across the board. I'm going to do a whole dedicated video on my holsters. I've never done them. Been making holsters for 7 years, been selling them for 4 or 5 years. I run a holster company. There's thousands, maybe tens of thousands of these in the wild at this point, and I've never really made a video on my holsters. So it's the first video I'm gonna make on my B channel. So go get subscribed to my B channel. If you're watching this immediately, the video won't be out yet, but if you're watching this like a day or two or more after this video is posted, I will have a link to my holster video where I talk about the features. Why is it like that? Why is there one clip? What's up with this band? What extra mag? What are these things? Can you tighten it? What's that little guy over there? What the heck? I'm going to talk about it, give you some tips on finding a comfort spot, where you can carry, all that kind of stuff. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, I've been carrying, I switch between, my main carry really is a Glock 19 with a weapon light on it, either the TLR7A, which I'm really enjoying with the new switches, or historically the Olight PL Mini. But I really like this 43X, and the days are longer. I don't feel as strong of a need to carry a weapon light, but I do typically recommend a weapon light, but you know, I haven't been carrying one. This package, even though a lot of people are like, oh, it's basically the same size as a 19, blah, 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 why wouldn't you just carry 19? I get that, totally. I love 19 is my favorite gun, and I would recommend carrying it at all times. But honestly, even though on paper the dimensions aren't much difference between the 43X and the 19, it is insanely it feels like half the size of the gun. Conceals better, is more comfortable. So I'm on board with the 43X being a great gun to carry, especially when paired with 15 rounders. Can you even, I mean, it's so crazy. 15 round in the 43X. It's basically a baby 19 with full 19 capacity. It's just missing that weapon rail, but I'm wondering if that European model with the built-in rail is going to come to the US. I hope it does. Then we will have a real killer gun. But I'll do full thoughts on the 43X down the road on the other channel soon. And then to literally hold everything together, a solid belt that isn't so stiff that it's uncomfortable, but stiff and burly enough to really hold up your pants and your holster properly. I've been a fan of Blue Alpha for a long time, and now for a year, a couple years maybe, I've partnered with them to have really an LLOD specific edition of the belt. And the only thing different about this, these are made in the USA. The only thing different about this, unfortunately, is this spot normally says made in the USA, but for me, they put my logo. And this is on the inside of the belt, so you're not a walking billboard for me, but you just know that you, A, kind of help support me a little bit, and you have your LLOD pride right there. So this is the EDC hybrid belt, Cobra. And the hybrid means this has a smaller than standard portion, Cobra portion over here, that fits through belt loops natively. Was a huge game changer when they brought this. Now there's a handful of companies making the same thing, but Blue Alpha, man, they were maybe the first, one of the first. I think there were a few that were kind of doing it at the same time. But this is my belt. I love Cobra belts, just that little click. Ooh, so nice. Yeah, you can like hold up a helicopter with this thing, but I just like it. It just scratches my itch. Fastest belt, once you have it dialed in, the size is adjustable, and then once you have it dialed in, it's just getting it on and off. Boom, you can do it one-handed, but I can't really, well, here, I'll show you there. It's just fast and easy and secure, and it just feels good. I sell this on my site, LLOD.US/gear, but it is made by Blue Alpha, shipped by Blue Alpha. If you have any problems, issues, warranty, wrong this or that, Blue Alpha takes care of you. Awesome, awesome customer service. They've been taking care of my customers for a number of years, do great work. And they come in a variety of colors. So get yourself a solid belt. I think that's basically it. Oh, and one more thing real quick. Everyone loves EDC because I get asked for an EDC bag update. Do you have these? Have you seen these? Are you the lucky owner of some of these limited edition boys? This is the Land Cruiser and the Tacoma. They fit right perfectly along that little Velcro bottom there. Anyways, this is every year Vertex comes out with new colorways, and every year I happen to just nail it. And every year I have a new favorite colorway. So this one is cutely, affectionately, adoringly called Baby Yoda. That's kind of the slang in the gear culture. This is the Baby Yoda colorway. You can see why, probably, obviously. But technically the colorway is Canopy Green Grizzly Shade. And Vertex actually sent me two. So I'm gonna give one of these away. And I am gonna give it, you're already too late. If you're this far in the video, you're already too late. I'm gonna give it away to the first person that comments on this video because people like to make fun of the person that says first, but the person that said first, they're on my notification squad and they're commenting. Hopefully they're hitting that thumbs up, helping the channel out. So I'm gonna help them out. So first commenter, dude, if you are watching this video, I probably already replied to your comment, but shoot me an email and you will have this bag incoming to you. I didn't even say anything or post anything about a giveaway, but you won it. All right, guys, that was it. Thanks for hanging out and talking gear with me. Now we're gonna get into some other stuff like I do if you're into my channel, if you're not just into the gear. We're gonna talk about channel stuff, life stuff, things like that. So hopefully this whole stay-at-home thing is kind of winding down. In Colorado, it's been a very gray area, whether you can't, like, Technically, I'm not going to get arrested if I go out camping, but it's kind of frowned upon and whatever, and people get very adamant about one side or the other. So I've just been staying home because I've been busy, so I haven't been doing a whole lot of weekender landers, but I will start. Luckily, we're getting into camping season now where some of the trails are starting to open up, some of the snow is starting to melt. So looking forward to that, and you can look forward to a lot of those types of videos on my channel. And also just life is much better and easier in a lot of aspects come spring, summer, fall, because my whole life isn't covered in snow. So I've been doing all of the spring stuff, getting things ready, just been busy with that, and I've knocked out a ton of things off of my to-do list. So I'll have more time for videos. In my last video, or maybe a video or two back, I kind of talked about the channel and kind of what videos I'm going to put on the channel. And since the very beginning, the channel's just been kind of a reflection of my interests, but I don't want it to get too weird and too diverse. It's already, people already, I hear every day, I unsubscribe because I don't do gun. I unsubscribe because I only care about your Tacoma. It's whatever, dudes. But I do want to kind of keep it somewhat centrally focused to preparedness and that kind of stuff, because it's really what I'm into at my core. I'm not really going to get into like home improvements, but maybe once in a while I'll talk about some tools that I like. But a lot of you guys in the comments on the last video showed a lot of interest in kind of self-sustainability, growing food, chickens, raising them, all that kind of stuff. And while I'm not starting a homestead, I'm not starting a farm, I'm not doing any of that kind of stuff, I do have chickens, I'm gonna grow a little bit of food, I'm gonna do a little bit of that kind of stuff. I've always been into kind of the solar and the preparations, that kind of things. And those will continue on the channel. But as I was kind of talking and thinking about and talking with Ashley about chickens and whatnot, and the constant incessant request for more Ashley, more Ashley, more Ashley on my channel, Ashley's not gonna come and do EDC videos on my channel. Just ain't gonna happen. But I've always kind of tried to encourage her to do her own YouTube channel, because I get a lot of women asking about, give us a girl's perspective on camping, give us a girl's perspective on this and this and that and that. And Ashley really is the chicken person. Like, I kind of help out and I build all the stuff that needs to be built and I carry the heavy stuff, but Ashley's really the one, for the most part, raising the chickens. I'm just kind of the helper. So as we kind of talk about that kind of stuff, I thought, well, we could talk about that on my channel, and I could just bring more of Ashley into my channel and then really ostracize the guys that are like, I only want guns. Or I could put Ashley on her own channel where I would kind of help her film and edit, and I would be kind of like a guest on her channel, but it would be her stuff where she could talk about things that get asked on my channel all the time. Women's perspective on clothing and gear, and women's perspective on camping, and how do you pee in the woods, and what do you do on your period. And then she can talk about chickens and that kind of stuff on her channel. So let me know your thoughts on that. If you think that's a good idea, or if you think that idea just sucks and we should put everything here. I'm leaning towards putting that on her channel. So yeah, chime in below. Also, gun stuff. I talked earlier about how I'm going to do a holster video on the gun channel, and I have a ton of guns and a ton of relationships and a ton of content in my head about more gun-specific stuff. I've been talking about it for a long time of kind of splitting it, because one thing I've found from YouTube, both YouTubers and consumers and the vocal minority of people, but I think this is true and accurate, that people want one thing. Myself, I'm into all kinds of, at any given time, I have 20 hobbies and 40 projects going on, and I'm learning this and developing a new skill there. And I think there's a lot of people like that, but I think there's a lot of people that just want one thing. I just want Tacoma stuff. I just want Jeep stuff. I just want off-roading stuff. I just want gun stuff. I just want end-of-the-world prepping stuff. I just want solar panel stuff. And I get that. You only have so many hours of the day, and if you just want to be into one hobby only, you don't care. If you're into guns, you don't care about my chickens. Like, I get it. So I will start a second gun channel, all that rambling to say, this channel is going to be kind of diverse and follow my interests and follow my journey and really be the most accurate depiction of my life, throwing in all the gear, all the adventure, everything. But I am going to start a channel that is only going to be gun-centric content. I'll still throw in some gun stuff here and there and EDC stuff and preparedness and bug out bags and on this channel, But that channel is going to be for all the gurus that are just like, I care about nothing but guns. And also for you guys that care about a lot of stuff, you can subscribe here, and then you can also subscribe to that channel. So I'll link that below. I'm gonna do, there's a video, like a placeholder video on that channel, but I'm gonna do a holster video, is probably the first video, because I've been selling a lot of holsters. I've never done a video on my holsters. People ask me questions all the time. I'm just gonna do a video format. So I'm gonna probably do that tomorrow, the day after I'm filming this, and probably upload it the day after this video is uploaded. So if you are just watching this on the notification squad, high frickin' five, but you're gonna have to wait a day till the holster video is uploaded. And I'm sticking to it. I'm gonna stick to this video thing. I've been slacking, but I'm gonna stick to it. Okay, guys, I think that's it. I think that's all I'm gonna talk about in this video. Thanks for hanging around for the rambling. As always, thank you so much for the support. Kind words and comments are so rad, because even though those weirdos that just feel like being so negative don't really get to me like emotionally, they definitely piss me off. So I like hearing the good stuff too. Appreciate it. I hope you're hanging in there, keeping you guys in my prayer as we are in weird times, and I think it's gonna get worse before it gets better. I think what's going to happen to the economy over the next several weeks and months and maybe years is going to be the real kind of, we're really going to feel it coming up. So again, hope you're being prepared. I have a lot of videos about preparedness, so check those out. And yeah, until next time, guys, take care.